Ladies and gentlemen, it is Brad Adam from Root Sports with us right now. Brad, can you hear me okay?
I hear him.
Oh, it's the old Brad Adam can't hear me trick again. Brad, we went through this. Okay.
There you are.
You scared the life out of me because we went through this last week with you where you couldn't hear me.
It's a simple connection, my friend.
Okay.
I've got it set. I'm excited. Okay. How are you, buddy?
I am doing great. God, you look great. Hey, guess what? We've got a brand new feature for you.
What?
A little brand new feature.
Okay.
Okay, there'll be a voiceover for this, but for our video viewers, as you know, Brad is brought to you by John Howie Steak every single week, right? We know that.
Good friend of ours. Yeah.
A great. Look at this. You got yourself a commercial. They look like they're having a great time.
Yes.
There it is. We'll have for the people listening back on the podcast, like, what the hell just happened? But listen, for the video viewers, that was great.
Now, why weren't we in that video? That would be a classic, wouldn't it? Me, you, and John with that little swing music. Which reminds me, I took swing lessons back years and years ago when I was in Portland.
Who didn't?
Right?
Why in Portland?
I was working there, and that was.
I know that you were working there.
It was like God, who was it? It was Stray Cats and Big Bad Voodoo Daddy.
Oh, sure,
like huge, and the Gap, was having their big commercials and everything was swinging. I'm like, let's learn some swing dancing.
Remember Foursquare?
Oh yeah.
Right? Was it called Foursquare? Right? No. That was the game.
The game was awesome.
Game. What was the other one you did? Line dancing?
Oh, line dancing. I never did that.
No, the partner dance. It was kind of like do-si-do and what the hell? Why am I blanking on what the hell that was called?
But that was good times, man. That was fun. We had our own ad.
It's your own ad.
I appreciate that. And hey, you know what else we got to talk about? I know you've been talking about my ad and my Aztecs. I know you've been talking about.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that you're a San Diego State Aztec.
Dude, we'll go to games, Wazoo at San Diego State. We'll go walk the campus. I'll show you, where I went to class. We'll get you some tacos. I know spots to go. Oh, it's going to be fantastic.
Brad Adam.
I'm so excited.
I know you are. Brad Adams every single week with us is brought to you by John Howie Steak. Entertain your next clients, family, and friends at John Howie Steak. Have the best dining experience in the city and a little swing dance, too.
Yeah.
It's visit johnhowiesteak.com. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, we're playing you in October.
Yes.
You know that?
Yes.
Yeah, we're playing you I think October 26th.
So that starts 26, is that
26.
Right? Okay.
2026.
And they'll keep adding some teams. I feel bad for the Mountain West, but
they got to add two more. They got to add two more teams.
Who are the front runners? Did John tell you? Anybody know?
Well, I think the obvious front runners are Cal and Stanford.
Oh, get them out of the ACC.
Try to bring them back, but the ACC's got to implode. But if they pivot,
they're on their way, right?
Yeah, most likely on their way with everything that's going on. Florida State and Clemson want to get out, so that would be a possibility. I mean, if that doesn't, if that falls through, I would probably UNLV and somebody else get the Vegas market.
Smart, good.
I mean, it's not perfect, but it's
better than two.
It's better than the Pac-2, and I can't wait. Listen, I've seen that stadium. Have you been to the new stadium?
I have not.
It's unbelievable.
It's nice, isn't it?
It's nice, and then the best anyone that's going to go down there. Snapdragon, which is a great name. But it's on campus, so it's there or close to campus.
Close, yeah.
But all of the great local beer that San Diego produces,
right?
It's all in the stadium. Just all of it.
That is fantastic.
It's just great. Yeah. So
they did it right. I'm glad.
Yeah, they did it right. They got out of Jack Murphy. Old school Jack. What was it after Jack Murphy? What did they call it after that? Qualcomm. You're right.
But definitely Jack Murphy. Yeah, that's good times, man. Oh, we're going to have fun.
Yeah, we are. We're going to have a big rivalry now. The Aztecs and I think the Cougs will start to become, what do we call that? We need to play for something.
The Vetter Cup?
Well, yeah, that's Tim Booth. Tim Booth has stole that over the years when it's the M's and Padres, the Vetter Cup. Yeah, I guess we could steal that.
So let me ask you, keeping with the Wazoo theme, though, are you excited about the Apple Cup? Or is it totally lost its meaning to you?
Hasn't totally lost the meaning to me. It's changed, and I'm not as excited as I used to be.
Right.
But I am excited.
Okay.
But not like in years past, just because you have a whole season to build up to it. And then it's the last game, and then something in the last 10 years, a lot of times something's been on the line.
Now,
so
are you going Saturday?
Yes, but my son's got a football game that gets over at 1.
Football.
As the Inter Bay Eagles
will
find themselves right now as probably a 6.5-point dog.
Okay.
To Eastside Catholic, the Crusaders.
Yeah, they recruit at that age. Yep, I understand.
You said it, I didn't.
I did, yeah. Are you coaching? Are you helping out?
Yeah, I'm a quality. I would say I'm more the quality control. I'm the guy that keeps everyone back. Get back!
That's
and
fantastic.
then have to make sure they're all getting their necessary plays. Like they've got to play like everyone's got to get like 10 snaps.
Oh, gotcha.
So I got to be in charge of making sure, Johnny and little Daryl get their time into the game. And then yell at my son. I don't really yell at him.
How's he doing?
I browbeat him. Right. He's doing great. He's doing awesome. Had a great interception last week. Diving interception was sweet.
Nice.
And so that game's over at 1, and then we are going to make our way over. I'm going to pick up Mary Lou from gym practice because she wants to go to the game. It's right there in Bellevue.
Okay.
And we'll head over there and probably catch the second half. So I'll scalp a ticket as I pull up.
Well, yeah, ticket sales aren't great, I hear, right?
Terrible. It's going to get better. They'll get a good walk up. How was I was surprised, let's switch to baseball. I was surprised how many Padre fans were there.
I was too. I know when we go down there, a lot of Mariner fans go down to San Diego, which makes sense. But if you're in San Diego, summer, coming up here, I don't know why. But it seemed like 50-50 almost, didn't it?
It was a lot.
It was a lot
of
Padres.
There was a lot of people. Yeah.
They didn't have much to cheer about last night, though.
No, they did not.
Every one of them started going, woo!
He was...
Woo!
I'm running around and running some errands and kind of half paying attention. I knew that he had a no-hitter, but it wasn't until I think I was what was I doing? I was, picking up my daughter from practice. And then I'm like, and then Goldsmith didn't quite say it, but the way he said, 16 up and 16 down. And I'm like, oh, shoot.
Yeah. Then it was 18, and I think he got 1 in the 7th. So
did he go 19? Yeah, before Tatis just murdered a ball.
Dude, that guy, oh my gosh.
He's a freak.
Do you see him rob the home run for Rosarena too?
Yep.
And the play he made in the first game, I mean, he's a freak. If he had
it's great.
Maybe a little more common sense or whatever.
Well, I like what Angie said in the first game. He played because of his shortstop experience.
That throw was unbelievable.
Because he played it like a shortstop.
Right. Yeah. That he was deep in the hole and just underhand flip, but he was good. And Padres this is a team that, highest batting average in the majors, most hits in the majors, and fewest strikeouts in the majors. Exact opposite of the Mariners offense. And they just a little side note, and they couldn't touch Wu. I saw the broadcasters for the Padres before the game, and I said, well, wait till you see this guy. You guys have never seen him before. They will not be able to hit him. He throws 75% fastballs, and they will not be able to hit him. And they're like, okay, well, sure enough. I tell you, 1 point, Kruger was there next to me. I believe it was 49. Think of this, Puck. 49 of his first 56 pitches were fastballs. Now, they're 2 fastballs, 2 and a 4-seam. But fastballs, 49 out of 56. Like, here it is. You know it's coming. And they're going to be strikes because they don't walk anybody. And they couldn't touch him.
Kruger talked about it. I'm watching Kruger just kind of shake his head last night on the post-game show with you. And he's just like, I don't know what the comp is with him. How does he get away with that fastball and just throwing it as much as he does and being so damn effective with it?
Well, the 2-seam gets a lot of run. And it's hard for people to square that one up, which it kind of makes sense, right? Because it moves. But the 4-seam, because again, we've been told and explained that his release point is a full foot lower than the average or anybody else. It's 4.11, so it's coming low. It's kind of because he was a shortstop, right? So he's kind of like that kind of 3/4 slot.
Yeah.
So this is kind of the way and it's just free and easy, and it's low. So the fastball tends to rise up or ride higher than most fastballs, and the gravity didn't affect it as much, I guess. So you see a lot of pop-ups. Like he had only, I think, 4 groundouts and a lot of pop-up, a lot of fly balls because guys just can't get on top of it. Tatis did on that one, but I think that was a 2-seamer. So it's something where it's hard to square up because it stays up higher than other fastballs. And when you haven't faced him, it's just a different look. You've never seen it, and it's just super hard. But even the teams that have, I mean, he doesn't get hit. And Kruger and I were talking, and he thought, remember Bartolo Colon at the end? No, you're not when he was throwing 100 winning Cy Youngs, but at his end of the Mets, and I'm sure he's still pitching now in the Mexican League somewhere, right? I mean, you see videos every once in a while.
Guaranteed.
He's pitching, but he just threw, all he did was throw 2-seam fastballs. It was over like 90%. That's all he threw. Yeah. But he could just dot it, right? That's kind of the only comp that Bill could think of because, I mean, who else would just throw fastballs, and not get hit? It's awesome. I mean, it's.
And he didn't remind me again on the story with him. Remind me again on Brian. No. I'll get to the shoes in a second. But remind me with Brian Wu, he didn't start pitching until he got to Cal Poly. Is that correct? Or no, not Cal Poly.
No, yeah, Cal Poly. You're right.
Oh, he did. Yeah.
Yeah, he was Cal Poly. And then
he didn't pitch in high school, right?
Well, I think he did, but it was also playing shortstop. He was a position player as well. Yeah. Got to college, I think became pitcher only. Had Tommy John after, I want to say right at the beginning of the junior year. So his draft went way down. But Trent Blank, the Mariners, what is his title? It's a fun title. Director of Pitching Strategy.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Saw him and said, he would take him 1-1, first round number 1 overall pick. He was so enamored with Wu, and they were just thrilled to get him in, what was it, like the 6th or 7th round?
Yeah.
And look at him now. I mean, you could argue that he's their best, most efficient starter. Has been lately.
He is. Since I referenced this, I went back and looked at this last night. One, because I wanted to give credit to Adam Jude, and which takes credit away from Ryan Divish.
Ooh, now are we for that?
Well, I am personally
taking credit away from Divish. Okay,
correct.
Good.
I mean, I think his ego needs to come down.
So we'll pump up Jude. What did he do?
And Jude is better looking.
He's got better hair.
Better hair.
Better looking.
Well, yeah. Remember when he talked to Cal and Wu? He did that story, right?
Right.
Back in August, just about how, where Cal gave him kind of a tongue lashing.
Yeah, a little roommate sit down.
Yeah, and just said, "Hey, man, you need to get it going.
Right.
Like get out of the training room and be on the mound. And every 5th day you take the ball.
Right.
And you need to start doing that." And since that story that Adam Jude did on it, detailing that, and this is why Jude gets all the credit. He has, so I think it's 7 starts now. He is a 2.42 ERA. He has a batting average against of 184, 45 strikeouts and 4 walks.
Yeah. How about that?
Stupid.
And not just, take the ball every 5 days, but do what you have to do to get your body ready to take the ball every 5 days. And so I think he's learning what to do on those 4 days between starts. And you're right, it's been night and day with him. Because you go back to, he's been on the IL, a couple of times this year, the hammy and the elbow, and you're wondering, the forearm, you're like, gosh, this guy's a little fragile, right? It's like, geez, if you're going to trade a guy, would maybe Wu be the guy you trade because maybe you don't think he can post 30 starts? But I mean, now it's like, boy, I wouldn't trade this guy for Ohtani, but that'd be about maybe Judge.
I would trade all of them for Ohtani.
I know.
I mean, just every single one of them.
And if you do believe, like a lot of people do, that they're going to have to trade a starter, this offseason,
well, don't they have to? I just don't know.
Yeah. I mean, how else are you going to get a guy, right? Hitters, 2, multiple, right?
Yeah, you're not going to pay for it.
No.
It's just one. They're not going to have the way that they have invested in the past.
Right.
I don't see him doing it in the offseason because we've talked about this before. Look at all the money that they've got coming up. You know, and it's a broken record. It's you're going to double up Gilbert. Kirby's going to get a payday. Cal Raleigh's going to get a payday. I mean, Cal Raleigh's going to get paid like a lot in arbitration. A Rosarina. That's another
back.
bump,
right?
If he's back, he could be another trade candidate. Julio jumps up. I mean, it's just on and on and on. So,
right.
And then the two Mitches.
Yep,
the two Mitches are owed $29 million.
That's tough. That'll be interesting to see how that plays out. We'll talk offseason maybe later, but you don't think they'll go? You don't think that they're going to be in on the Juan Soto sweepstakes?
I'm getting word in my ear. No. I'm being told by sources
they're not going to spend. Okay. So maybe not. Yeah.
And what's he going to get? $650 million, $600 million?
Probably. Yeah. I mean, Ohtani was 700. He's probably close to 600.
Yeah. No, I think they're out on Soto, but even though we would all love to have one.
But you're right. And it's going to have to be with trades. And the only thing they've got to trade, unless they go, the prospect route, and teams would want prospects, but they're not going to trade major league ready bats for prospects. So it's going to have to be a pitcher, because you're right. They're not going to need to get AA or AAA bats. They're going to have to get at least 2 quality major league proven bats.
Yeah. And then you think about it, right, Brad? Like, Gilbert makes the most sense because we're talking about Gilbert or Kirby or
they're making the most now.
Miller, because they're not making anything, right? Like
True.
Castillo, you could say, because you and we've chatted about Castillo, you could get out of the $72 million. I do wonder, Divish, when I asked him the same question, he was like, well, I still think that they could receive a good prospect depending on who they trade him to.
Right. I agree.
So, I think if you want to move one of them, and I mean, I want to be on the record, I don't want to move any of them.
I know.
If you're going to move Castillo, I think the first team you call up are the Dodgers. And you say, what do you, and that was what I think Divish brought up the Dodgers. So I'm just going to parrot what he said. Talent-rich organization, certainly can afford the $72 million, which is a bargain for a pitcher, right, in the grand scheme of things.
Sure.
And they just desperately need starting pitching. They do.
Yep.
I mean, they run their young guys into the ground.
I know. Yankees, same boat.
Yeah, Yankees. Yeah.
Another team we talked about, the Orioles, who just player rich. Oh my gosh, they've got bats forever, and they need a starter. So I mean, there's definitely going to be a market for these guys. It'd just be interesting to see what happens the off season and who they decide to bring back, because there's so many holes to fill. Do you try to go big and fill them all, or stopgap some of them? It's going to be a fascinating off season, and we can just keep going on about that. But
you have hope.
We'll do that later.
3. What is it now?
Yes, 3.5.
3.5 games back. They've got 10 games before they play Houston.
Yep.
The little Oompa Loompa got hurt last night.
He did. The guy's telling me on his right side, swinging, like kind of right back. And it sounds like kind of an oblique. But they didn't seem to be concerned last night, but we'll see what it looks like today. They have an early game today. They're about to first pitch coming up soon. But I doubt he'll play today. They've got, the Mariners got 7 against the Rangers. The Astros have 7 against the Angels. So that doesn't help. But I mean, they lost 2 straight to the A's.
Yeah, the A's.
They're by far, they have the fewest wins of any division leader in all of baseball. I mean, this was an opportunity. This was the year.
Right.
It could still happen, but man, I mean, with Texas being down, and it's just, it's frustrating. But I think that now their path, I used to think maybe the wild card could be their path, but now with so many teams and no tiebreakers, I think that's ship
This is the easiest path now.
Now it's the West, and concentrate on that. Yeah, if you want to keep it to 3 or 4, when you go there to Houston and you get the sweep, hopefully, and then you just, all bets are off. But
am I a bad fan? You can answer this truthfully, that I want them to lose every game.
Which ones? The Mariners?
Yeah.
Yes. Why would you want that? That's
because I'm just so annoyed with the season.
I know. It's frustrating. I mean, they should be 10 games up.
I'm just so annoyed with everything that transpired this year.
Even the guys with the Padres, their broadcasters were like, man, you look at your pitching. It's like, you guys, if you guys were even 20th in hitting in offense, you would have a 10-game lead. It's like, yep, we know that. We know.
Valdez gets the ball today. They're about to start here, and Valdez will get I today.
And he's been unbelievably good. His last 6-8 starts, unbelievably good. So we'll see. And I know you're excited about tonight. Who do we get to see face? Who do we get to see pitch for the first time ever?
Kumar.
I remember you wanting him years ago. I mean, everybody did.
Everybody did, but who didn't want the guy? And
because you knew his elbow was bad. But well, so what?
Yes. And remember that I was reading up a little bit about that, where the Mets took him, right?
Yep. They never signed him.
And they never signed him. He goes back. Well, then that's when he started the problems, right? And then he went into the independent league or something, and he went that route.
Right. And then blew out.
And then he blew out his elbow. He had Tommy John, and then the Rangers ended up, getting him, or the Rangers got him before that. But here he is, and since he's been back, maybe not the stiffest competition, but he's been blowing everyone away, and he makes his debut here tonight. They go with Rocker tonight, or they go with Rocker here on Thursday.
Yep.
Friday, I think it's DeGrom, and Saturday is Scherzer.
Right.
I
How
believe.
About that? So DeGrom making his season debut.
Yeah.
And you got Scherzer, and then I'm not sure who they have on Sunday, but
I don't think they have announced yet.
No. But those guys are getting up in age. But I mean, DeGrom was. You could argue he was the best pitcher in baseball for years. I mean, his numbers are just ridiculous.
He just couldn't.
So if he comes back, I mean, Texas will be loaded again next year. I mean, they're going to spend money. So this was the year.
Yeah, it was. What's the deal with Seager?
It's a hip injury on an IL, and they think he's out for the year. Yeah. Why come back for a little bit? They're under 500 of chance.
Yeah, there's no reason to push it.
No, they've all regressed, and you knew that the offense couldn't be as good as it was last year because everybody had career years, and they figured out how to piece together the bullpen for that run. But
what are we asking? What are we asking them to do here in the next? So, but before they play them, got to be within a game.
Oh, I don't think you have to be within a game. I think you obviously have to be within 3, where you could say, hey, we can sweep these guys and we're even. Because the Mariners, if they just have one win in that series, they'll have the tiebreaker over Houston.
Okay, that's right. I forgot about that.
So even if you lose 2 of 3, you got the tiebreaker. And then you can try to obviously, catch up to them. They've got 7 with the Angels. I know they finished 3 with Cleveland. Now, I was excited about that, but Cleveland's playing pretty well, and if they've clinched and have nothing to play for those last 3 games, that kind of worries me. The Mariners end up their season here against Oakland, which again, no joke, Oakland, but
playing great.
It's just
just unbelievable how good they can
and you're
be.
Like, who are these guys?
And if that owner would just spend money,
oh my gosh, right?
They would be so good.
Yep, they do a lot of things right, but yeah, so you hope that over the last 10 games, 7 with the Rangers and then 3 with the Yankees, that again you're right there, and that series in Houston could be a lot of fun. I'm hoping.
Yeah, the Brian Woo's cleats, great. The whole paying homage to Ric Flair. Did he know anything about Ric Flair? No clue about Ric Flair, did he?
No. They're like, hey, we're going to do this and the pitching ninja and this and that. He's like, I guess, he's saying last night how he's worn the same cleats for 2 years, very superstitious. So it's the exact same cleat. They just, put the Woo and the Ric Flair on there. He's like,
well, he's never going back.
No, he said that last night. He's like, and I'm wearing these the next start.
Yeah, he has to, right?
He said a little out of his comfort zone,
right?
The shoes, but he's definitely going to wear them again. So. Yeah.
What do you think? I think it was you that told me last week. Correct me if I'm wrong. When we were talking about Dan Wilson, Edgar Martinez. Do you think this is a role that Edgar will want beyond this year, or no?
That's a good question.
That's why I asked it.
Yeah. Maybe he'll do what he's done kind of last season and this season, where he comes to a lot of home games and works with the guys, doesn't travel. I just can't imagine that he would want to do the grind of a whole season again. But those guys have baseball in their blood. It's what they know. I mean, maybe as kids are out of the house, I do think so. A chance. I know Dan would love it.
But not something that he'd not something he'd want to sign up for. The grind, 6 months, you're away from your family and all that.
It would be hard at his age, I think. But maybe he'll do it for a year. Maybe Dan will say, hey, let's continue this for a year and see what happens, see how you like it, or start that way and then maybe go month to month. I don't know. Who knows? I mean,
do you think he's made a huge? Do you think he's made a huge impact?
Yeah, huge.
Do you think he's made a big impact? Maybe
I think so. I mean, the numbers are better. I know they're still overall are still very bad, but in his sample size, I mean, the runs are up, the average is up. I believe strikeouts are down, but I might be pretty close. But I think just simplifying things and eliminating voices and eliminating a lot of, I want to say noise or something, just making things simple, And I think that he is doing more of an individual type job with the hitters as opposed to a group job. When you talk about pitchers,
he's simplified.
He says, hey, come up with a plan. And I talked to him yesterday about that. And he's like, if you faced a guy before, how did he pitch you? What are you going to look for? That's how we get you out last time. Do this. So have a plan, know what's happening, know what's going to happen, what the pitcher's going to do to you. And then just, think up the middle, think good swings, just think that, don't think, as Edgar likes to say, launch angle, exit velo. I don't care about any of that
I love how he
right?
Shit on all that. I was great.
I don't know if the team did, but yeah.
Well, whatever. I like that he did. I got our good friend Alex Mayer to help me out with something because I'm an idiot. I just said, can you look at something for me, make sure I'm right?
Just do it. I mean, Alex will fact check you. I mean, he's the best.
I know. That's what I asked. Okay, so since they've taken over the team.
Okay.
Since Wilson and Edgar have taken over the team.
So that is 18 games, right? They're 10-8.
Exactly. Okay. So 244 batting average, 347 on base, 402 slugging, and the OPS is 749, averaging 5.1 runs a game.
Okay. So that's way better.
Under service, 216, 301, 365, 666, and then they were averaging 3.9 runs. So, yeah.
So an uptick in 18 games.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I think, as players, JP and the other guys have said, making things just simple. Go up, see ball, hit ball type of thing.
Well, it's your former legendary baseball and basketball player at San Diego State.
Oh, Tony.
The great Tony Gwynn.
What did he say?
Well, you've seen the video. Have you not seen the video? That
I'm just setting you up.
I know that every Little League coach, including myself, has parroted for years. And Tony Gwynn is the video. We've talked about this many times before. Had 2 rules: be balanced and take the knob of the bat to the ball.
Yep.
Knob to the ball. That's
it. Yep.
And I think sometimes in baseball, golf, you just get so much information and video, and I just think it paralyzes these guys a lot.
I agree. Frees them up. Just think of one thing as opposed to 7. Like a swing thought for you in golf.
Yeah, this is none.
Do you have one?
Why I try to get up to the ball
and just
one waggle and hit it.
Okay.
Yeah, because if I get up there and start I'll puke on myself.
Yeah.
And I hate that.
It's amazing how, you think don't do this and you'll do it. Right? Yeah. Like I can't go right here.
Especially if there's water in play and I see it, I just go right. I grab my club, I just grab it as fast as I can, and I try to just get up and hit the ball right now. Just go hit it now. Because I'll sit up there and I'll go, there's water on the right.
Yep, got to aim a little left.
Shit, there's water on the right again.
I make sure I get through because if I leave the club face open, I'm going to hit in the right. I'm going to hit it right in the water.
And
don't hit. No,
I hit in the water and then I'll chunk it. And God, I hate that sport.
My best is when you take a club like that, a layup, or take a hybrid off the tee. Hey, I don't want to hit that water. I'm going to be short of that, right? And then in the water, or a chunk or left, or way to be safe, right?
Yeah.
You're in the trees anyway. It's like, dang it.
and we're all guilty of this. God, what are we out? Hey, fellas, what are we out there? 250? Yeah, they're on the green still. Yeah, I'm gonna wait.
Yeah, if I really catch one, I'm gonna
catch one. I don't want to hit into him. Hey, Puck, you good? I've never seen you hit it that far. Yeah, but I was feeling pretty good on the range. Yeah, let's wait a little bit. Okay, they're off now. You can hit. All right, and you get up there and frickin' worm burner.
Yep.
I get every time.
Yeah.
Every single time.
You free up the mind. I do. I like that. I'm going to go quicker. I like that.
Quick. I play with have several times. He sponsors Mike Garofalo's name, Andrew Herzog. Shout out to Herzog. He owns Zogs on Fox Island. If you're ever down there in
I've heard of that.
Fox Island, he is a terrific golfer, by the way. But he is the fastest golfer I've ever seen in my life.
Really? Gets up and goes.
Ever seen. The ball's there. He grabs his club, puts his drink down, hits it, grabs the drink and back in the cart or whatever he's doing. I've never seen anything like it.
What about putting? Same thing, putting?
Doesn't look at the putt, gets up on the green, sees the ball, hits the ball. He doesn't line up anything. Wow. He doesn't bend down.
Right.
None of it. And he's
good. He scores well.
He's probably a 2, 3, 4.
Geez.
I mean, yeah, he's phenomenal.
Wow.
And it's annoying. Especially when it's beer after beer after beer, and you're like, how are you not blacked out right now, sir?
Yeah, it affects me. Yeah.
The only thing against him, he's a Duck. So that's it. He's got that against him.
I think the Ducks are going to have a tough year this year. I mean, we'll see. We'll see, but it doesn't look great.
No. All right, Brad Adam, every single Thursdays now as the baseball season continues and is, of course, it's winding down here a little bit. You can follow him on X at Real Brad Adam. Once he's done here, he most likely be hosting a live chat to get your reactions of San Diego State joining the Pac-12. It's all brought to you by John Howie Steak. Entertain your next clients, family, and friends at John Howie Steak. Have the best dining experience in the city. Visit johnhowiesteak.com.
You should play my ad again.
You want me to play it one more time? Sure, I'll play it. Hold on. I'm going to play for it. Where's it at? You want it one more time?
I want to picture you and I in this ad. Having fun. Come on.
That's me.
That's you with the steak. Yeah.
She's hot.
That's me ordering one. Yeah, there it was. Thank you.
If you're on the video, that QR code, if you just scan that QR code, that's going to take you right to John Howie Steak and book
free steak
reservation today. Free steak. If you hit that QR code, free steak at John Howie.
Say Puckett sent you.
Puck and Brad said if I come here and just say I watched you on YouTube, it's a free steak. Get your next reservation, johnhowiesteak.com. Catch this later. Recap on YouTube. You want to listen to it, Apple, Spotify, wherever you find your podcast, and of course at pucksports.com.